Spitzer, and this is People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. Every episode, we dig into the weird, cosmic horrors, strange fiction, and cult films that shaped the shadows of pulp culture. Stay tuned, things are about to get unknowable.
Hello, everyone. It is me, Goblin Goober. No, wait a minute. This is DB Spitzer. There's no Goblin Goober on this podcast. This is DB Spitzer, and this is People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. To my virtual left is Farmer Dave and Aunt Gore. How the heck are you two doing this week?
Good.
Devastated now that I know that Goblin Goober is a lie.
I know.
I mean, I spent my entire, there are conspiracy theorists and there are QAnon, and I was a Goobanon. But
a Gooba believer. Anyway.
Yeah.
My whole life is a lie.
Yes.
How's your week going, everyone? How's it been? How's it going? We haven't talked in a week.
Frantically preparing for 2 very, very busy weeks.
Cool. Dave, yourself?
I'm very busy. I have not got sick, but lots of family members are sick, so I've been just doing extra chores around the farm, and it's getting hot again. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess it's been pretty busy around there since that meteorite landed in the well.
You could say that. You could say that.
Myself, I'm pretty busy getting ready for upcoming convention, Rose City Comic Con, and or is it Fan Expo? Rose City Comic Con, right?
It's Rose City.
Okay.
Yeah.
And going out of town for Harbor Day Fest in Olympia, Washington. Going to be selling switchblades to kids there. They're plastic switchblades, but yeah. Hope everyone out there is doing well and keeping cool, because I don't know when this episode will come out. Probably sometime in November. I know I joked that it'll be December, the last episode, but yeah. It's really hot. It's really hot these days in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. And
if it keeps up, it might still be hot in November.
Yeah. Yes, it could.
But in my neck of the woods, it rained in the middle of the night. We had a thunderstorm, so today has been really gross and muggy. It's been hot and muggy.
Yes, yeah. It's like Iowa.
Yeah. I was going to say it's kind of like Minnesota in the summertime, where you're just off like one of the big lakes or a river, and it's just like. Bleh. Anyhow.
Yeah, it's gross.
All right, so this week we are talking about H.P. Lovecraft's, I think, 1923 story, The Rats in the Walls, and The Secret of Nimh is the movie that we're talking about. It was going to be another movie, but we moved some stuff around because it's kind of funny to have rats in both stories.
Oh, wait. I might be prepared for the wrong story.
Uh-oh. What story did you prepare for?
The Vaults of...
The Vaults of Vombus. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dave, which story did you prepare for?
Rats in the Wall, but...
Okay. Because that makes more sense, but I swear it was on the schedule. It was... Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's fine. I'll just sit here and you can just talk about it and tell me about it.
Are you familiar with The Rats in the Walls at all, Aunt Gore?
Not enough to say anything.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you'll be all prepared for next week.
I'm ready for next week.
Yeah.
My bad.
No problem. It's stuff. I've done that myself. Dave, what do you want to tell us about Rats in the Walls?
It is in some ways Lovecraft at his best, and in some ways it is Lovecraft at his worst and America at its worst.
Yeah. And it all depends on what edition. If you're reading the original manuscript, or if you're reading the edited edition that came out in 1950. So,
yes, and so for those who are not familiar, I mean, I'm just going to be blunt. There is an inappropriate name for a cat,
which is based off of Lovecraft's cat when he was like 9 years old.
Which, and it's the N-word.
Yeah.
Or a form of it. And unfortunately, that was a common name.
Yeah.
And one of the stories that I read as a child, one of the first full-length books I ever read, was The Dam Busters. I don't know if you're familiar with that story.
No.
True story. So, and I get to this point, and they made a movie, and it's in the movie too. And this is a really historical event.
Yeah.
Is that there was a dam that was powering the Nazi military.
Yeah.
So they developed a special bomb that could bounce off the river and blow up this sort of pyramid-shaped dam. Real event, great book, great movie, with the exception that the code word for that they succeeded in the mission was the name of the RAF unit dog.
Yeah.
Which was the N-word.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to defend Lovecraft.
Yeah.
In this, but what I'm not going to defend is the United States too, or England, because that just tells you humans are terrible people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in 1950, when the story was re-edited for Zest magazine, the cat's name was changed to Black Tom, which yeah.
Okay, and we'll give it to the people in Zest, at least they kind of got it in the 50s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, and I absolutely, and I'm like I said, this is the fifth time I'm not going to defend that.
Yeah.
Why I say though, there's something about this short story that is unique about Lovecraft is, and I don't even know if he did this on purpose. And have you ever just woke up in the middle of the night and something hit you? And so last night it dawned on me. So part of this story is we have Delapore, who is the last of his family. We don't even get his first name. I think there's some notes and stuff. But his son, his wife dies, and his son is killed in World War I. And it hit me, there were a lot of family lines that are going to end because of World War I.
Yep.
And, I thought this guy, and a lot of people in this time, Lovecraft would have known them, are surrounded by death. But with the exception of Kingsman, the movie, that's the only other time in fiction I've ever seen this idea of entire family lines disappearing because of World War I. And that sets sort of the greater horror. And there's a whole lot of different horror layers in this story.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. This has one of my favorite tropes in Lovecraftian horror, or horror in general, where it's like, this stuff's a lot older than you think. This stuff's a lot older than anyone can imagine. This is ancient. This whatever's been going on that's messed up, it's not just, it's not just a strip club in isolated little part of Mexico these vampires have been doing this for a very long time. Exactly. To use From Dusk Till Dawn as an example. And Rats in the Walls, it's like this goes back a really, really, really long time. And I think who's done this the best, of course, is Robert E. Howard with The Black Stone. But Lovecraft's attempt at the trope of like, this is older than it does a really good job. But yeah, no, this is a fun story with all kinds of stuff from cannibalism, the whole concept of like, a whole family line being wiped out. There's some really dark things in here, like humans being bred for food.
Ancestral memory.
Yeah. That's another one.
It's one of the few Lovecraft stories where psychic abilities is named as such.
Yes, yeah.
There's a psychic that keeps feigning.
Yes.
Now, the ancestral memory part.
Yeah.
Lovecraft robs that.
Yeah.
He takes it from a Dunsany story. Mm-hmm. And in this Dunsany story, there is a man of, I believe, Portuguese and Moorish descent and is part of African descent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he is hit by a bus. And then all of a sudden, he starts yelling in this African language that he does not know, mm-hmm. because this accident has triggered the ancestral memory of one of his great-great-great-grandfathers being killed by a lion.
Yeah.
And so Lovecraft, Lovecraft is a huge Dunsany fan.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude was Dunsany, but he takes as much from Dunsany and Poe, especially in this time, that he could get away with.
Yeah. Quite a bit. Yeah, no, this it feels like if someone went, and this is what someone did, H.P. Lovecraft went, I've got a little bit of Dunsany on this hand and a little bit of Poe on this hand. What if I rub them together? What's that make?
And we definitely see that in his Gothic period.
Yeah.
And I think this is beginning to leave that Gothic period and step in to the cosmic horror period.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's about a man who goes back to his ancestral home and learns about his own dark past through I don't know, I guess the way to say would be like almost like psychic racial memory or something like that.
Exactly. Racial ancestral memory.
And the estate is just massive. It goes down quite a bit. It's known as Exham Priory. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to find out if Exham Priory comes from anything, and I
think it's Dracula, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know specifically where it comes from, but it does feel like it comes from the Gothic tradition. And I was going to say probably has a little bit of Fall of the House of Usher going on for it. It's like a little bit of Bram Stoker, a little bit of Poe, but yeah.
Now I'm going to have to double check this. I know that Alan Moore references it in one of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I think in the Fluff in the first one.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
But also, Lovecraft is going to do what Howard does where he is going to pull things from history books and encyclopedias.
Sure.
And just throw things in, like, it was, find out the date that someone was a king, and he's going to say, okay, this building was built on this date during the king.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I want to say one of Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard's superpowers is that of research.
Yes.
I mean, Lovecraft has research and thesaurus, but Robert E. Howard had gunslinging and punching people, and H.P. Lovecraft had a thesaurus. So yeah. And then Clark Ashton Smith's over here going, "Hey, you guys, I can sculpt. I'm a sculptor. I can paint." But yeah, no, this is one of those stories that is part of me is like, I wish this could be adapted into movies, or I wish this could be like a little like short story kind of mini series or something like that. Like something that happens, like what happens after that? What if they didn't burn down the priory? What if this didn't happen? What if that didn't happen? What if, like, he moved in and started the family tradition back up? Or, it's just like, this could be a very interesting story if it was extended a little bit here or there, or if people, I don't know, pushed the walls further out, extended the boundaries of the priory and the Delaporte family. It's like, what if someone did a mini series about the various members of the Delaporte family, and like maybe something nasty happened that caused his son to die, and it wasn't like an accident, but more of kind of like everyone in his platoon is like, we got to get that guy. He's messed up. But I don't know. Just a wish list. Maybe I'll do that.
Well,
yeah, there you go.
Do you know who's done a little bit of that?
I'm gonna guess Alan Moore.
Stephen King.
Stephen King, that guy.
So not the same thing. And so you're absolutely. I love your idea, and I would love to see it right down and explore the Delaporte family more. But not Salem's Lot, but the short story Jerusalem's Lot.
Sure. Okay.
It's sort of the same thing, and several Lovecraftian books show up. But this person who has this racial ancestral memory or evil is believed to have been destroyed. So the evil is going to end. And then you realize you've been reading a book and it's noted by a descendant he didn't know he had in the 70s. And I have absolutely no doubt. And King, before he became famous, he was into Lovecraft before Lovecraft was big.
Oh, yeah.
It greatly influenced it. And I think that he is open, saying that he got that part of, again, not Salem's Lot, but Jerusalem's Lot, which is kind of connected in the same world, from Lovecraft.
Yeah, I recall reading a biography on Stephen King in like high school. That it was like a big one that had come out about Stephen King and like his influences and the stuff that he'd written, and and it talked about like the concept of Lovecraft's pillow, a pillow that you have that when you dream you have like nightmares and stuff like that. Like, ooh, what if you actually got the pillow that H.P. Lovecraft used and it was magical? But King loved at that time. I don't know if he still is into Lovecraft so much, but I'm sure to some extent he's into Lovecraft. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't love Lovecraft as much as I did when I was like 12 years old, but I still, like to read the old guy.
So he is, and we'll get a little bit off here, but he has basically said that Randall Flagg is an avatar of Nyarlathotep.
Oh yeah.
So fun stuff.
Yeah. And not to spoil anything, but some bad stuff happens, and it's blamed on the titular rats in the walls, which I think is, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on here? But yeah, fun stuff. What else do we have to talk about? Like, influences do you think that this had on other stories, Dave?
That is a good question. Give me a moment to think about that.
I have like one thought. Like, I mean, I don't know how much it's influenced by it, but in Sinners, there's like a moment where like ancestral people come, like you can see them when they're dancing and doing music. Mm-hmm. Like it's a really cool scene. It's like my favorite scene. But
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah. What is Sinners?
It's that new movie that came out this year. It's like in the South.
It's the 20s and
yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't say much without like spoiling it, because if you haven't seen enough of the trailer, then you don't know that like what it's about. But
I feel like one could take this story and set it and make it like set it in the South and make it like southern Gothic kind of thing, like, you know, set it shortly after something else, you know, maybe World War I, World War II, Vietnam, whatever, and you know, the last name Delapour sounds like it could be said like Delapour.
I believe it's supposed to be, because I believe that his family's from Virginia.
Okay.
So know who loved this story? Loved it so much that he wrote Weird Tales saying how much he liked it in a 1930 reprint.
Robert E. Howard?
Yes.
Yeah.
And which I believe that is it's either that one or another that Howard wrote in that is what gets him introduced to Lovecraft.
Yeah. No, I believe this is the catalyst for their 6-year-long friendship. So, yeah.
The other story that is, I think, and I'm actually going to check the years now, that I think is influenced by it is Graveyard Rats. Okay. By Kuttner. I think that's going to come out in the 30s. And you definitely, especially in Guillermo del Toro's version in Cabinet of Curiosities. Yeah. I see a connection here between the stories. But what I'd have to do is check. Kuttner doesn't. Kuttner doesn't publish that until 36. So it's been reprinted twice. They are associates. They are friends. Lovecraft, also through Kuttner's wife, C.L. Moore. So I don't know if it's official, but I feel that they are. I would think that Kuttner had read that. In fact, just looking and apparently, that Kuttner takes some lines from that and The Hound in Graveyard Rat. So there's definitely a tie there.
Fun. Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool. Anything else we really need to say about Rats in the Walls without spoiling too much, without giving away the whole game?
I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, it is in ways one of Lovecraft's best stories, but it is a terrible indictment of the human race.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to some other rats when we talk about The Secret of Nimh right after this break.
Rob Whiten from the Innsmouth Book Club. Join me and my fellow guide John Chadwick as we take you on a fortnightly tour of Innsmouth. We visit places such as the Picture House, the Library and Innsmouth Museum to discuss all aspects of weird fiction, whether it be book, film, music, TV or art. As well as that, we stop over at the Gilman House to have a chat with a resident guest. That includes authors, artists, musicians, in fact Lovecraftian creatives of all types. You can find our free shows on Patreon, and there you can also sign up as a patron, which brings you bonus content, plus a monthly PDF copy of Innsmouth News, which features articles, author spotlights, all the latest news and reviews, and more. You can find us at patreon.com/InnsmouthBC. We hope to see you soon, because remember, Innsmouth isn't just a place, it's a state of mind.
Check out the show notes or go to pgttcm.com for more information. And also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other places where podcast stuff exists. All right, back to the show.
In Legacy Door, a lurker from space casts a shadow over time.
We opened our eyes upon the human world. We found ourselves lying on an especially yielding bed in a room displaying scattered relics of their shallow past, tied together by more recently produced items meant to blend with the relics. Typical.
A sensitive journalist dreams of unknown lives.
It seems like every time I close my eyes, they get stronger. I can't even say the last time I had a normal sleep, let alone a dreamless one.
An outspoken lawyer defends the suspect in an unspeakable crime.
And that client was Jonathan Strauss, held for the murder of his daughter Abigail and her companion Harrison Reese.
And a stalwart investigator tries to drag it all into the light.
Some of the Reeses and the Strausses have been involved with something that seems to include an obsession with bloodlines and longevity for at least decades.
Legacy Door is a weekly cosmic horror mystery podcast. An ensemble of actors tell a story, also available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. Available now.
I don't like oatmeal on my milk.
Well, I don't like oatmeal on my shoes. Do you know what I do like? What's that?
Goblins! Yay, goblins!
You can get your goblin today. Send $25.95 to 222-2222 in Tuesville, Tucson. Goblins.
Hey everyone, we're back. I don't know if I'm going to keep that last ad in, but we'll see.
You should. It's funny.
Today we are talking about The Secret of Nimh, and I think I picked this one, strangely enough.
I believe it was you.
Considering the fact that I do not like rats, I do not like mice, and I loved the book, but thought the movie was kind of dumb for reasons that I'll go into. This is a 1982 American animated fantasy adventure film directed by Don Bluth and is based off the novel Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of Nimh. And just before people go, I saw the movie and her name's Brisby. Yes, thank Whammo. Thank Whammo and their Frisbee, because they double-checked. Don Bluth and them, they double-checked with Whammo, being like, hey, is this cool? And Whammo was like, no. Yeah, no. Sounds too close to our product. And probably if they would have said nothing would have happened.
Right? Nobody would, like...
Yeah. So now, because you asked, even though you didn't ask, do you know why the plastic thing that you throw is called Frisbee?
Well, I learned from a Robert Zemeckis documentary that it was because Marty McFly threw a pie tin that said Frisbee on it.
So, close. Frisbee was a pie company in Boston.
Yeah.
In which the students of Harvard, excuse me, I don't know why I said Hazard, through it. So, okay.
Yeah. But based off of Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nimh, just like there's quite a few people in this. Dom DeLuise, John Carradine. I remember seeing this in a drive-in that was a double feature with E.T. Because although I am old, I am not the oldest person in this podcast, but I remember like kind of liking this movie, and then I read the book and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a good cartoon, but the book's way better. And I hate to be that person, but this was an instance where the book was way better. And
which is not uncommon.
No. But it is a story of a mouse with children, and one of her kids are sick, and they need to move the whole family. But the problem is they live in a cinder block, and they need to move everything because a farmer's going to plow its fields, and this is like kind of like a real kind of example of like, oh goodness, power scaling. Like, it's like for us, it's not that big of a deal. It's a cinder block. We'd pick it up and throw it, but like moving a cinder block for mice and rats and stuff, that's a near impossible task. But what if you had rats with the intelligence of humans? Wahaha. And that's where we come into a concept where Ms. Frisbee is kind of is told by a threshold guardian, the great owl, of like, talk to these rats, and then she has to go talk to these rats. And she discovers stuff about her family. She discovers stuff about rats being subjected to experiments and them gaining longer lives and near human intelligence. And there are a bunch of rats that live in a rose bush that they can use electricity, and they understand physics, and they know how to do stuff that normal rats would not be able to do. They're smart enough that they know how to drug a cat so that they can do things, and there's a magical amulet in this that wasn't in the book.
That comes like completely out of nowhere.
Yeah. I understand why there's magical elements in it, just to kind of shorten the story a bit, but yeah. All right, I've talked quite a bit.
So I'm going to say something that I hope no human being has ever said in a conversation, let alone on a podcast.
Yeah.
But do you know what movie this reminds me of?
What movie?
It Follows.
Oh.
Okay. And you're saying, why, David? Well, in It Follows, there is this ununderstandable entity that has its own rules that are changing these people's lives.
Yeah.
In this, it's the same type of entity, but they're the humans.
Okay.
So to me, watching it again for this show, I saw it with my kids, and I even read the book at some time, but I'm not sure. It's it's a story, but the same way that the entity in It Follows, is messing with this girl and changing her, and for no reason that she could understand.
Yeah.
The rats don't understand why the humans are changing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are, as the trope says, we are the Cthulhu in the story. humans are the entity that takes these creatures. Also, it's kind of an alien abduction story that you don't see. The rats are abducted, experimented, probed, and then set back while they escape.
That kind of stuff was a little bit more prominent in the book. I don't know if any of you have read the book, but the lab stuff was a lot more prominent. And like me personally, if I was to make this movie, anytime that Miss Brisby or any of the non-intelligent, like super smart animals were talking, it would be animal sounds with subtitles, and only the rats would talk in English.
Yeah,
and there wouldn't be any magic.
Did Mrs. Brisby just upgrade her intelligence because she was hanging around Jonathan?
I don't know.
I think she said something about her husband teaching her how to read.
She could read a little bit of English, but yeah. So, but no, there's some stuff like that stuff that bugged me about it after I read the book when I was a kid, and then watched the movie again in like 4th or 5th grade. We got to watch it when it was like really, really, really terrible outside. Like, I don't know, I think it was snowing or something like that. So we all sat in the library, like all of the 4th or 5th grade, and watched Secret of Nimh and laughed when Jeremy said, "Damn." But
speaking of children watching this, like my first note was like, this is a G-rated horror movie for kids.
Yes, it is.
It's so terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, and I remember
and like
seeing
death and like
between 1982 and probably about 1987.
The rating system was not the same.
Saw this quite a bit. Yeah, no, we watched it in school. Like our school had a copy of this and a bootleg copy of Star Wars. Like some other movies, like The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes and Tron, and like various Don Bluth and Disney films that were like, well, it's rated G, it's rated PG.
It's fine.
Poltergeist is rated PG. We can show it to a classroom of 3rd graders.
So my understanding is that because of the darkness is why Disney passed on it.
That makes sense.
Disney had the rights.
I read that Disney was like, we already have a mouse. Next. We just did Rescuers. We already have a mouse. Next. Yeah, they were given the opportunity to make this movie starting back in 79. And Disney passed. And Don Bluth, who was kind of sick of working for Disney after the production of Fox and the Hound, noticed that those dogs looked quite a bit like the dogs from Fox and the Hound in the testing lab. Bluth was done as like, I'm doing my own thing. And then a bunch of other Disney animators were like, yeah, we're done. This is garbage. Let's not do this. But and this is like the first major feature by Don Bluth Films. Before that, it was like a little animated part for Xanadu, and they had a short film that I'm going to have to look up the name for. I think it was like Woodpile Cat or something like that. Banjo the Woodpile Cat, if I am correct, but I would have to look that up. I don't have that in my notes here.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was the very first feature they did.
That's
interesting.
And part of me wishes that this film had failed a lot worse, and then none of us would have had to sit through The Land Before Time. But I don't know.
It did traumatize us all, so.
No, I had a younger sibling and nieces or younger cousins that always watched Land Before Time like so much. I hate that movie. And I hate that movie because I've seen it so many times. I think if I would have just seen it once, I would have been like, that was a cute, fun movie. Yeah. But, having my parents would put it on if there was a bunch of kids over, and I'd be like, I'm going to go play Atari in my room.
So, I have another sort of Lovecraftian comparison.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What do you think of the owl as Nyarlathotep? Excuse me, I mispronounced that.
Nyarlathotep. Yeah, no. I mean, it's like when you scale things, it is like the humans are like, cosmic beings, and this reminds me of like what Sandy Peterson talks about, like to ants we are the Cthulhu mythos, and things like a grasshopper or like a something like an anteater is like Nyarlathotep to ants. It's like that totally makes sense. It's like the owl's like a scary mystic thing that doesn't talk. It would be like all of a sudden if like a shark was like, well, I'm not hungry right now, but I'll impart some wisdom on you.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe as we say, I think maybe Yog-Sothoth is better. That first of all, I think legitimate scary is all those bones.
Yeah.
It ate mice.
Yeah.
But not today. And it gives us wisdom. So it's like, I can enlighten you or I can kill you. And so Yog-Sothoth is probably a better parallel. That, and I'm pretty sure Yog-Sothoth sounds like John Carradine.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I had a coloring book of this as a kid, and my sister and I used to fight over. I have an older sister, and we used to fight over who got to color what pages, and we got into a big fight over who got to color the fight scene at the end, and like it got pretty mad. It got pretty bad. My mom was like, "I'm going to color it," and my mom colored it, and it was like, we were just like, fine, we'll both be mad at you now. And it wasn't like a coloring book. It was like watercolor book. It's like I don't know if these things still exist, but it's like a coloring book that has like the paint already kind of like put on and little dots and stuff. Yeah. And that's what the Secret of Nimh book that we had was. And my mom just like kind of like did it really fast and didn't do it right, and we were mad.
Yeah.
She might as well have just dumped water on that page, in my opinion. But I mean, that was my opinion as a kid. Now I'm like, oh, that was kind of, it's like, I don't think I would do that with my kids, but but no, there's a lot of like interesting characters, some of which who aren't in the book, or they're in the book but only mentioned, and others that are in the book but they aren't comical. And it's like Dom DeLuise's character, the Crow. Just watch the movie. What is it? Jeremy, the Crow, is not as comical. And honestly, the book is a lot more scarier. And it doesn't have any magic-y stuff in it. It's just science and scariness like that. But
the magic is so like, I mean, I get it's just like a plot device because like it really like has nothing to do with anything.
Sure, yeah.
And it targets the audience a little bit more towards children.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it was 1972 that Disney was offered The Secret of Nimh. The book came out in 1971 and won a huge amount of awards and kept winning awards. Don Bluth picked it up in 1979. Banjo the Woodpile Cat. That was the project I'm just like flipped on the Wikipedia to see if there's anything I missed.
So I will also say that one of, I think, is the greatest living actors who is completely underrated is Derek Jacobi.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't know if you've ever seen I, Claudius.
Yeah.
I mean, he nails it. And this is a series where Patrick Stewart plays Sir Janus, one of the most historic evil people ever.
Yeah.
And Jacoby is one of the few people that I think can act circles around Patrick Stewart in his prime.
I know him from Day of the Jackal, but that's me.
so yeah, I mean, and also personal favorite, and I've talked about him before, but The Farmer,
yeah,
is Tom Hatton, who anyone in the 70s or 80s, every Saturday and Sunday in the greater LA area, we watched Popeye and the Family Film Festival, which he narrated both.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, and I don't know if I think this is pre Beverly Hills number, but it's got Shannon Doherty and Will Wheaton in it too.
Yeah. It's got Edie McClurg as the Lady Crow. But yeah, no, Will Wheaton as Martin Brisby, the mouthy, angry young man that is Mrs. Brisby's son. And it's like Shannon Doherty. And when I read that on IMDb, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, no, she was a child actor. It's just most people didn't know about her on like Little House on the Prairie and stuff like that.
Paul Williams from Phantom of Paradise. Did some of the music.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of interesting people who did lent their voices to this. Peter Strauss was in here as well, playing. Justin. But yeah, no. Earlier I said Jeremy said damn. It was Justin who said damn. But there's too many J names in this movie. Justin and Jenner and Jeremy, and I guess that's all of them. But I remember being stressed the hell out as a kid when Mrs. Brisby gets captured and is in like the little cage. I remember that being like, she's just gonna die, and they're just gonna have to like move everything without her, and it's gonna be like orphan mice.
Yeah.
And that catches a fear that children have. I mean, that's the primal fear of children, is that they won't have their family. They won't have their parents.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, no. This is a good movie. I would highly recommend it. The fight scene in it towards the end is really good. When what's his name throws the dagger, that was like my favorite part of the movie when I was a kid, was when that one rat throws a dagger at the other rat. But yeah. And now I just like the whole thing is just really kind of fun to watch, and just the I want to say the cinematography of the animation, but I don't know.
The animation is gorgeous, especially the backgrounds.
It's
beautiful.
Yeah, no,
it holds up. It does hold up.
There's parts like inside of like a combine that I just think are just amazing, and underneath a mill that's falling apart, and just like whenever they go inside of something or the substructure of stuff, it's just like I've always been fascinated with the substructures of things. But anyway, this movie. Those scenes, it's loved it so much. If
there are parts that even look like H.R. Geigery.
Apparently in 1998, a direct-to-video sequel, The Secret of Nimh 2, Timmy to the Rescue. So apparently Timmy got well.
Oh my God.
Came out. And
I thought you were saying he fell down a well.
No, Timmy didn't fall down a well. Lassie was not there to find him. There was a movie, Timmy to the Rescue, and it did not go so well. I mean, it had like Harvey Korman and William H. Macy and Dom DeLuise and Ralph Macchio and a whole bunch of people in it. but it did not spark joy with many people. People were not that excited about it. Oh, Ralph Macchio did the voice of Timmy. Huh, okay.
I have not seen it, but I could not imagine it not suffering from sequelitis.
Yeah, I don't even think it was done by MGM Animation. It wasn't even done by... Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the cover, and it looks like one of those movies that's like not Frozen, but like Frozen Kingdom. You know, it's like a knockoff to something else, like Transmorphers, Atlantic Rim. You know, it looks pretty bad, but yeah. Anyone else want to say anything else about this movie?
I think we about covered it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, next week we will be talking about the film House, 1981. House, not House. And we will be talking about The Vaults of Vor Vombis by Clark Ashton Smith. So,
okay.
Which I'm already prepared for.
Yeah. You're all set. You don't even have to do anything next week except for watch a movie. Lucky.
A movie that I've seen a million times.
Yeah.
And just so that, because there are so many movies called House.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the one with Greatest American Hero, right?
Yeah, this is the one with Greatest American Hero and
Norm.
Norm from Cheers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah. It also has Bull from Night Court, Richard Mall, playing a bad guy in it. And it's like, I remember House. I'll talk about it more, but I remember it was like one of the first horror movies that didn't scare me. And I was like, oh, maybe horror movies aren't that bad.
See, it still scared me, but it was one of my first horror movies that I watched. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about that next week. Thank you all for coming in and listening to us talk about this. Check us out on pgttcm.com. Visit us on the Facebook. Visit us on X. Visit us on YouTube. Just look for People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos, pgttcm.com, or anything like that. So we will see you next week. Have yourselves a great week, everyone. Dave, Aunt Gore, have yourselves a good week. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.
Bye.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. All right.